Guys, this is Red Eye Stardust Dragon, and today I have for you my Kozmo deck profile for the new ban list, which might be coming out a little late, considering my upload schedule. And this is more so a filler in episode since things. So, anyway, I really like playing Cosmos, and I finally have the deck more or less built for the main anyway. So let's get down to it. So for the main monsters, we have two Kozmo Tin Can. Because I don't really like playing free, considering it has sort of drawback effect, considering it's late during the end phase, but it's a really consistent card for the deck, so you really wanted to maximize it at 2 or even 3 if you prefer it like that. But I prefer to keep mine at 2. Then I play 2 Strawman for like bringing back stuff and destroying them during the end phase. This is like generically a monster that's generically good and you have to play. Store Troopers to revive any psychics that you might need from the graveyard. 2 Farm Girls because it's your searcher, and a Wicked Witch in case you ever need that protection, and it can go into your big ships. Then we are playing 3 Slip Rider for the destruction, Soul Trap, and it gives you access into rank 5s. Then we were playing 2 Landwalker because it's good for protecting your big Cosmos, using other Cosmos as targets. There's not really other good big ships that you can play, plus it's another name for Tin Can if you happen to join any of the really big ships. 1 Forerunner, likewise your Dark Destroyer, and Dark Eclipser because it's a Dark Destroyer that just doesn't special summon, but it's still quite good. Then I'm playing 2 copies of Ash Blossom Joy Spring because I happen to have got a second one, so I'm decided to play it because this is a hand trap good against almost every single deck, negating like over 8,000 cards I think. So you definitely want to maximize on it, and if you don't have one, I would recommend playing Ghost Order because it does come well with deck, considering you might be playing Emergency Teleport, which is also good for the deck. For my spell lineup, I'm playing 3 copies of Cosmo Time because Unbreaks Your Hand, gives you a search, and revives your banished Cosmo monster to your hand like your valuable Dark Destroyer, and it's just generically really good. Then we are playing 1 E-Tele because it's really good for the deck, plus if you're playing Ghost Ogre you can always summon it to go for Synchro, which I do have some in the side deck considering I'm playing main decking my Ash Blossoms. Then this is a new choice I'm deciding to play, which is 2 Card of Demise. Why 2? Because I don't really have enough space for spells, and I don't really want to play 3 either because it does have that negative effect of not being able to do anything, and if you draw into your ships without revivals it can be really bad. So I decided to have it at 2. Then I'm playing 2 Dark Hole because it combos well with the deck and is board wipes, and 2 Mysticals because this can target your time, which then allows you to get a search of it if you draw this in your opening hand and you don't really want to use it. Also, Slip Rider also provides destruction, but I just prefer having 2 MSTs in it too. For my trap lineup, I am playing 2 Cosmojo because this is untargeting board wipe, not board wipe, untargeting removal. So this allows you to get over a lot of problematic cards, like Masterpiece if it's unaffected by traps, and Ultimate Conductor and stuff that can be targeted, which would be like Kieran back in good Pendulum, and back when Kieran was viable, and even Trident maybe. Not really sure, but you kind of want that untargeted removal because it's just really good. Now I'm playing a Compulse, which is still pretty good in this format. A D-Barrier because I only have 1 copy of it. If you don't want to run Compulse and you have money for a second D-Barrier, I would recommend putting a second D-Barrier. I'm playing 2 Quaking Mirror Force as battle traps because this deck, you can draw into mainly spells and traps in your opening hands, so you kind of want to maximize the chances of stopping them. Then I'm playing the generic revivals, 2 Call of the Haunted and 2 Oasis because sometimes you want them in defense and sometimes you want them in attack, and it really comes down to what you're facing and what you've got. I'm playing 1 Imperial Order because Pendulums are going to be a viable deck again, and generically this can stop lots of spell based decks as I don't know when spellbooks get reformed, because this deck is something I'm going to be playing during links. And Imperial Order is a really good card, but just be careful that you can't turn it off as easily as before, so make sure you don't lose to it. And finally, one Psalm, because Psalm's still a really good card, and Warning can negate fusion summons. Like, proper ones when you're facing against DDs. For my extra deck, I'm playing one Phantom Knight of Cursed Javelin because it can stop cards and negate their abilities, and one Chromos Logos, the Prophet of Destruction, because this doesn't also affect negator. But if you have if you have something like Sky Cavalry, which I don't have yet, I would recommend playing it instead of the number 45 when playing Wind Up Zen mains, because I don't have Levy or the Sea Dragon, which would be a better replacement. Grand Post and Break Sword. And then my rank 5 lineup is play these because bouncing stuff can be really good. Volcarosaurus for finishing games, and 2 Cyber Dragon Nova because of if one gets negated, you can always go into Borrowoid, which allows you to go for game 2, or if you can manage to make a second one, you can slap Infinity on top of it. So I always like having 2 just in case my first one is negated for my Infinity and I can bring out Barboroid. But the fusion is honestly up to whatever you prefer. There are actually quite a lot of fusions you can bring out, like Cyber and Dragon, which can get free attacks, or maybe a lower leveled machine fusion that allows you to go for different XCs play. So many ways to play around it. For the synchros of the deck, I'm playing one Catastorm because I don't really know what other synchros I can play. And I do want quite a good synchro engine because I like synchros. One Byronic because it can help you unbrick your hand and get rid of card demise if you have too much cards and you don't want to go neg 2, which is probably the most you're going to do. And Ancient Pixie Dragon because this allows you to get you a draw by destroying your town, and Farm Go search it and you can get an extra draw off it. And it can also destroy your town, get your search, and also you get you can play Ancient Pixie Dragon because this allows you to draw if you activate a field spell like your town. So you keep it for later usually, and if your turn is active, you can destroy one problematic attack position monster, probably like a big beat stick that you won't be able to get over during a battle phase, like Utopia Lightning. And for the last one, I'm playing Scarlet Ledger on a train because of his burn damage, and he also wipes out a good majority of cards. So that was it for my Kozmo post ban 12th of June ban list. So deck profile. If you enjoyed this video, please give a thumbs up and subscribe for more in the future. If you have any suggestions for the deck, please leave them in the comments below. And this is Red Eyes Stardust Dragon. Right.